Hello students. Today in this class we are going to talk about bailment and pledge. Which are these contracts? So contract of bailment and contract of pledge. Bailment and pledge, movable goods and other things are handed over by one person to another for some purpose. So in contract of bailment and even in contract of pledge, movable things are handed over by one person to the other person, and this movement of goods, handing over of the goods, is done with some purpose. Section 148 to 181 of Indian Contract Act deals with the law relating to bailment and pledge. What is bailment? The term bailment is derived from French word baillier. The meaning of that term in English is to deliver. The meaning of the word bailment is to deliver. So that means in contract of bailment, there is delivery of goods or handing over of the goods to another. So in case of contract of bailment, there is delivery of goods by one person to another person or handing over the possession of the goods by one person to the other person. There is simply transfer of possession of goods, but not the transfer of ownership. So in case of bailment and pledge, there is only there is only transfer of possession. So ownership still remains with the person who has transferred those goods. So there is only transfer of possession and not ownership. So it is not a sale. So bailment is different from sale. In case of sale, there is a delivery of the goods as well as there is ownership is transferred from one person to another person. In case of bailment, only the goods are transferred. Delivery of the goods is done. But the ownership still remains with the person who has delivered those goods. Section 148 of Indian Contract Act defines bailment as. What is bailment as per this section? So a bailment is delivery of goods by one person to another. So we have seen that. What is the meaning of the term bailment? Bailment means to deliver. There is a delivery of the goods by one person to another person. For what? For some purpose. So behind the delivery of the goods, there is some purpose. Upon a contract, but at the time of delivering the goods, there is a contract. What type of contract? That those goods shall, when the purpose is accomplished, means after the purpose of delivery has been fulfilled, has been accomplished, the goods should be returned or those goods should be disposed of as per the directions of the person delivering them. So bailment is a delivery of the goods by one person to another person upon a contract with some purpose. So behind that delivery of the goods, there is some purpose. And there is a contract that when the purpose is accomplished, the goods should be returned to the person who has delivered those, or those goods should be disposed of as per the directions of the person delivering them. So this is the definition of bailment. Accordingly, bailment means delivery of the goods on completion of agreed work or conditions. It is not a sale of goods as the ownership is not transferred. So the delivery of the goods is done with the condition that the goods should be returned back to the person who has delivered them after the condition is fulfilled, after the work is done. So it is here we can see the difference between sale and bailment. It is not a sale of goods. Ownership is not transferred in case of bailment. It still remains with the person who delivers the goods. So in a contract of bailment, there will be two parties. One is bailer. Who is a bailer? So bailer is a person who delivers the goods to another for holding them or for doing some work on them. That person is called as bailer. Another party is the bailee. Who is a bailee? Bailee is the person who receives the goods under an agreement, or he is a person to whom the goods are transferred. So bailee is the person who receives the good. Bailer is the person who gives the delivery of the goods or who delivers the goods. What is a bailment? The transaction between bailer and bailee is called as bailment. What are the examples of bailment? In our day-to-day life also we enter into contract of bailment. So on many occasions even you might have entered into contract of bailment, knowingly or unknowingly. So you might have acted as a bailer of the goods. So when you have given the goods belonging to you to someone else with some purpose, on a contract that after that purpose is accomplished or work has been done, those goods should be redelivered to you. So, example of bailment, first example is giving a cloth to tailor for stitching. So, when we give a cloth to the tailor, it is a movable property. We have given that thing to the tailor. Tailor is going to work on it. And after the purpose is accomplished, after the cloth is being stitched into a dress or shirt, again it should be redelivered to you. So, after the accomplishment of purpose, the goods will be redelivered to the bailer. Another example is ornaments given for repairing to goldsmith. So whenever someone delivers some jewelry ornaments to a goldsmith to repair those articles, so ownership still remains with the bailer. Goods are transferred, only possession is transferred to the goldsmith. After he repairs your ornaments, he has to return those ornaments to the bailer. Handing over a vehicle for servicing or repair. So whenever you give your vehicle for repair or servicing, it is just a transfer. It is just a transfer of the possession. Goods are not given for uh, as a sale, or ownership is not transferred. Ownership is still with the bailer. After the vehicle has been repaired or servicing is being done, it has to be returned to the bailer. And lending a car to a friend. So whenever you give or you give your vehicle to a friend for his use, it is also a contract of bailment. Now next type of contract is pledge. What is pledge? So pledge is a special kind of bailment. Pledge is also a kind of bailment, but it is little different from bailment. So pledge is a transfer of goods as a security for debt or performance of promise. So whenever you might have seen that whenever a creditor gives a credit, gives money or gives a loan, by way of a security, creditor wants some article. So when the movement or when the transfer or when the delivery of that movable article is given to the creditor as a security for the debt or performance of promise, it is called as a pledge. So in pledge also there is a transfer of goods or there is delivery of goods is there. So pledge is also a special kind of bailment. It is a transfer of goods as a security for debt or performance of promise. Every contract by which the possession of goods is transferred as a security is called as a pledge. So whenever a creditor has to give money, he asks something by way of a security. So the person who is in need of money, he gives a valuable piece of jewelry or something which is valuable to the creditor until the repayment of the debt is done. So when the debtor repays the debt, he can get that article back from the creditor. So this is pledge. Pledge is also known as pawn. Pledger is a person who delivers the goods. He gives the valuable article. He is called as a pledger. He is also known as pawner. Pledgee is also known as pawnee. Pledgee is the person who receives the goods by way of a security. He is called as a pledgee or pawnee. Thank you.